Smart 24, driving business.
Morning guys, and we're back again with more business today. This evening, me and Winnie Buyinza-Nakauchi on for sign language interpretation will be giving you a full detailed report in relation to what has been making headlines from the world of business. But first, let's have a look at our top stories. In our headlines tonight, UNBS crumbles further. The Trade Minister Mwembesa suspends UNBS Executive Director Ebiru as authority is held for negligence. Elsewhere, it's more than VAT. URA's 18% levy on diapers proposes more than revenue to include check on waste management. And also, in Kabale, market decisions have been reversed. Rafael Majezi orders reallocation of stalls amid its divide in Kabale market. All right, now, away from that, let's kick it off with more from business today. In a bold move to widen the tax base, Uganda Revenue Authority has introduced the 18% tax on diapers, a decision that has been widely opposed by sections of the business community. Nevertheless, the measure proposes motive beyond financial gain as it seeks to address poor diaper waste management with the crisis affecting urban drainage systems and arable lands. We have details.
In an effort to strike a delicate balance between high revenue and environmental protection, government through the Value-Added Tax Amendment Bill 2023, it levies 18% VAT on diapers. Although there is a multi-dimensional impression such as revenue and environmental protection, manufacturers and retailers contend that despite government's efforts, increasing taxes would result in higher retail prices, thus gross impact on SMEs and consumer demand.
We are petitioning Parliament of Uganda whereby like the Pampers should be tax exempted. On the other side of also legislatures in the parliament of this country, there are many for no good reasons. Having legislatures who are 500 in numbers, whereby others are coming from so far where there is no business, there is no trade. I'll give an example. Somebody coming from Kotido is representing also in the issues of traders. In Kotido, there are very few traders. Understand that? And therefore, it's so green about trade.
The government should only empower these new innovators and these new companies which can start making Pampers, what and what. So we hope that we need only to leave whoever who can start that business in order to give more appetite to our new innovators. And we know that many countries which has developed, it's only that depends on the innovators who can start new businesses, who can bring new ideas in the country and develop their revenue. Because for us, we need to just try to make more exports than imports in order to have our local revenue.
From an environmental perspective, poor disposal of diaper waste in urban and rural areas has respective impact on drainage and agro-production. For example, traditional disposable diapers, which take hundreds of years to decompose, presents part of the reasons for the check on the product use.
I think as Ugandans, we need to support the policy change on diapers for two reasons. One, it's going to contribute to the revenue in the country, and in that way we shall be developing Uganda together, but also protect us from the biodegradable diapers that have been affecting our soils in terms of quality, given that Uganda's background or backbone is agriculture. And also it's a hazard to our health, and we've been trying to fight cancer as a country.
So for URA to tax at the diapers, one, as to get more taxi, but also as a measure to protect the environment. That's a positive move, and I hail URA for that decision. So I think as NEMA, we support all efforts aimed at protecting our environment.
According to Thaddeus Musoke, Chairman Kasita, it becomes imperative for all stakeholders, including government and businesses, to come together and revisit existing policies to ensure they strike a balance that fosters compliancy while supporting growth and sustainability of enterprises.
Taxes are high. It tries to facilitate people try to smuggle. So we need taxes which are fair, so that majority of Ugandans can comply. And then if you comply, let the taxes be fair. Otherwise, people will continue avoiding paying taxes if the taxes are unfair.
While there are concerns regarding potential economic repercussions, it is essential to acknowledge the importance of sustainable practices for the well-being of the future generations and its far-reaching effects on Uganda's economic and ecological landscapes. Bronia Katsime, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
All right, now on the other side of the coin, the Uganda National Bureau of Standards continues to crumble. Just yesterday, Uganda National Bureau of Standards Executive Director David Livingstone Ebiru confessed to having been boxed into a 100 million bribe to the authority board to serve his job. Now today, the Trade Minister Francis Mwebesa has verbally suspended him while appearing before COSASE and promised to put it in writing. The standards body has further seen reprimanded for negligence that has paved way for a sea of substandard products on the Ugandan market.
Despite coming clean yesterday, all odds are against the UNBS Executive Director David Livingstone, as his line minister Francis promised to put it in writing today.
Brought sending him on forced leave. You withdrew that forced leave later. And since then, not much has happened. Council, which you told to take action, they wrote sending him on forced leave, but I'm sure he refused because Council is not his appointing authority. Council, the board, is only his supervisor, not the appointing authority. So perhaps he was saying, according to the law, this board cannot fire me. I'm in charge. And you can see the whole thing was that when I got the first info about what was happening there, I had to consult the chairman, and they held the council. The council sat. And when they sat, they sent this man on leave. But the same person whom we are talking about did not go on leave.
The committee further tasked the minister to take action since his order of leave was never heeded. Subsequently, he verbally suspended him, promising to effect it today.
And now that you thought he was on forced leave and he is not, you are here now. Are you going to take that action today, suspending him? Please speak to us on the microphone.
Thank you for the advice, Chairman. It needs to be in writing, not verbal. As I said,
just get closer to the microphone.
As I said, when I came back from China.
No, it's okay. We have moved away from that. We are talking about now today.
I'm going to appoint. Sorry, I'm going to write to the chairman of taking this action, to put it in writing.
Come again?
That earlier on, I had accepted your advice. I mean, they are the ones who are supervising for me of sending this person on leave, and I thought he had gone on leave. I'm just going to put it in writing, Chairman, right as I leave this place.
What are you going to put in writing and to who, so that we get it clearly?
I'm going to write to ED. I have received a note that a letter that you should go on leave, and up to now you have not gone on leave, only to find you here at this business.
In regard to revenue leakage and the companies that were whisked away free from pre-export verification to conformity, the legislature further expressed discontent as a sea of substandard products dominate the local market.
That Ugandans are spending a lot of money on these fake products. You buy a spare today, tomorrow it is down. Honorable Minister, would it be wrong if we put it to you that you are the reason this country is suffering with the fake products?
We talked about to release under seal. Chair, you can imagine if a whole container is released under seal. It has not been checked, but it has been released. And Chair, there has been reports by police wondering how raw materials for making these explosives come into the country. So, Minister, don't you think we are risking by releasing containers under seal? More especially when we have these explosives. And I have seen the data is under medical something. So some of these things Chair, may come under medical chemistry and they end up becoming explosives. And that's why we have some of these issues.
UNBS has ultimately been thrown under the bus by the Trade Minister for failure to enforce standards and conformity.
And they get here, they also, they put them on a ship and make sure they know that these goods are good for the health of Ugandans, and then come and use their lab in Kampala, which they say they have got a wonderful lab. I'm just mentioning an example, which is now precarious about the office of UNBS, and which I find it is completely wrong as to question of quality and quantity. Though these goods are for health, they must be inspected before they come in this country.
No, but aside from those, Honorable Minister, there's been complaints about things like cosmetics, which are on the market that are fake, that are substandard, you know, metallic bags. Sometimes you see buildings crumbling, and it's because the metallic bags are of low standard, and all of these different things. Where does Ministry of Health come in there?
No, I'm saying, even now those goods you are talking about, they are local made. Anybody who buys goods, he finds their stamp of UNBS. You get what I'm saying? So it is again
UNBS. Now you as supervisor, if UNBS is giving a green light, a clean bill of health to commodities that are substandard, what are you doing about this?
I've been quoted in the press and everywhere telling UNBS, instead of going to people's shops and getting things that they are wrong, I've been telling them that goods of specific nature.
The committee has maintained its disappointment, although this time with the minister, for failing to prevail over the entities under him, with billions lost, quality infringed, and consumer protection violated. Sam Lanifa, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Moving on, we talk matters e-mobility, as the automobile industry is one of the priority investment areas locally. And in the work of climate protection and electric mobility, the first Deputy Prime Minister, Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga, and the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Monica Musenero, launched the electric transport project in Jinja City. Now, the electric mobility is bound to be effectively implemented with Kira Motors already in place. This and more with Naomi Mutumba.
Jinja is already home to the country's first automobile manufacturing plant, Kira Motors, that is implementing electric automobile manufacture. With a charge towards decarbonization and the transport sector a major contributor, adoption of eco-friendly transportation solutions is currently at the forefront. Ultimately, Jinja is steadily turning into a technology city as the first phase of the ambitious plan, initiated in 2020, begins to take shape. Mass transport benchmarked on electric buses has been hailed as a significant step following launch of the electric transport project by Rebecca Kadaga and the Ministry of Science and Technology. Jinja City Mayor Peter Okocha Kasolo indicates that space for manufacture will be secured for a development that is bound to inspire industrial growth and job creation.
The Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, yalowooza ku kubivuga.
They are thinking of different cities where they would implement different projects in line with ICT and e-mobility. So we use this chance and wait to Kampala for more knowledge.
Space. So these are people who are into electric vehicles. And we have over 80 players that we have brought together. And we are thinking to see how we create a turnkey solution that is unique to our needs, addresses our problems, and is for our people. So solutions for Africa by Africa.
Local automobile manufacture is part of the import substitution strategy, industrial growth, and a major consideration for investment. The Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation has emphasized government's commitment to foster innovation and sustainable solutions to fix the country's disjointed transport sector.
Putting those together to solve or to come up with a solution for transport. So when you apply the science and the tools to solve a problem or to do it better, then that is innovation. However, all those work and are only sustainable if you can put them together into a business or an industry which can be sold. And that's the process which makes things which are sold, that's what we call commercialization.
Following URA's move to cast out undesired motor vehicle imports, the private sector has had to sustain high landed costs on accepted models. For electric mobility, a comparative advantage on limited maintenance cost of units is probable despite costly initial expenses and infrastructure challenges.
Without value addition are cheap, because that's why, for example, we produce coffee. Coffee is a highly valuable commodity. But because we export it in raw material, almost as a natural resource, we get very little from it. So, we have a lot of natural resources, and in the short time that we are discussing, we said, ginger is unique. You are the only city with very wide districts. Now, that is a tradable natural resource, which when we add value, it can result into a unique economic growth for the city.
In June, the market share for cars running on electric batteries rose to 15.1%, according to the European Automobile Manufacturers Association, with more than 158,000 units sold in the European Union. Despite collateral benefits, the development is still affected by high capital expenditure and infrastructure challenges. Naomi Mtumba, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
All right, elsewhere we talk matters labour market resolutions as the Private Sector Foundation of Uganda and the MasterCard Foundation that shifted focus to Africa and enforced dignified jobs by 2030 are now working together to address Uganda's job deficit. The initiative is part of the $89 million structure for youth employment launched in 2019. Rona Nahabwe reports.
The working population of 23.5 million out of an estimated 45 million people in the country has 52% of the working age population outside the labor force. The Ministry of Labour and Social Development had promised on a live broadcast during Labour Day celebrations to reduce the unemployment rate from 5% to 3% this year. This promise appears ironic given that 14.2 million capable Ugandans are currently unable to find jobs.
That unemployment will continue to decrease from the 5% we are projecting 3% of unemployment in 2023.
With 700 youths flocking the streets looking for jobs each year, Humphrey Nzei emphasizes PSFU's dedication to nurturing a new generation of prosperous young entrepreneurs. These will subsequently create job opportunities for thousands of their peers through strategic approach of linking them with established company franchises.
To create, like the outcome that MasterCard came to us with, they said, we want you to create about 300,000 jobs. Yes? And they gave us a fund to accomplish that. I think our target was 281,000 jobs. Now, as of today, we've created 104,000 jobs. My personal target, and this is not, when MasterCard says 300,000 jobs, that's not the close of the chapter. That's just step one.
Be part of deciding what it should be.
what we should be focusing on, how we should be doing it, how we should reach them. So we are planning, besides the number of youth that we are looking to find jobs for, that are 300,000 young people, we want to even reach much more beyond those that are benefiting from the projects that we have. If we can reach every youth in Uganda, that will be very good, and it will be our target over the long. How should this look like? How do the young people want it to be? That is another thing. The third one is in terms of engaging them, you know. So we have programs of engaging young people. So today we have been engaging young people in meetings like these ones, in workshops, but young people will tell us, is that appropriate to them? Is that adequate for them? Do we reach a number of them? Is it convenient?
Inspiring stories from young entrepreneurs like Apio Oliver, who launched their businesses with just 60,000 shillings during COVID-19 pandemic and now employing other youths, are highly motivating. The Mastercard's Foundation's country program head advises young people to begin with small and elementary businesses to minimize risks and gain valuable experience.
Dream big, but start small. That 60,000 has unlocked a product, is on the market today. We have just paid for it, we're consuming it. 60,000 shillings. You're doing good, start somewhere, and then you'll go to the next hot loaf and other, you'll be exporting next time. Education and skilling is key. At the end of the day, you want to do the mushrooms, you have to learn how to do them. You want to market your product, you have to learn how to do all that. Take advantage, keep learning. Lifelong learning is important. You're still young. Use your minds while they're fresh. Explore open opportunities, open your mind up. You don't know what is out there for you.
I first started with sambusa selling. That was during the COVID season. My sambusas was only 100 shillings. So I had to save for a number of days to raise a capital of 60,000 after a training in quality control, which was being sponsored by Kawacom through PSFU and Mastercard Foundation. So after that training and after getting that 60,000, I had to partition it and budget it very well, because that's where my coffee story began. Like, I had to get that 60,000, purchase my coffee 2 kilograms. After the 2 kilogram coffee, I had to package it in something like a usual packaging that was not a little bit corporate, because I wanted to minimize costs because I had little money. Yeah, that's how I began. And per now, I'm really okay because I'm able to employ other youths who are working with me in the production line.
My colleagues, the youth, leave campus with no skill. However much we are pushing for campus, but then at the end of the day, someone is going to leave campus the way he went or she went. So if PSFU is investing money in such businesses, I do believe a person who is leaving campus will leave campus with a skill. Because me, I didn't get the skill from campus. No, I just got it from outside.
Since its launch in 2019, the LFS project has mobilized 137,077 young people across Uganda and managed to transit 96,270 youth into meaningful and dignified work, with a target of creating at least 300,000 jobs by 2025. Ronana Habwe, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
But when we do return, we have more business reports, including one from the international scene.
Smart 24, driving business.
This is Jordan. When it comes to classwork, Jordan is magic. Jordan shines. Jordan makes his peers better. Jordan is a true leader. White Star Magic family. Be a leader. Be magic.
Say goodbye to paperwork and travel costs. Now every MTN customer can register to invest in securities anytime and anywhere with Zabu in a few simple steps. Step 1. Dial *292 hash. Step 2. Select option 1. Register with Zabu. Step 3. Enter your full names. Step 4. Enter your national identification number. Step 5. Enter your national identification card number. In 24 hours, you will receive an SMS confirming your registration. Congratulations, you are now ready to invest.
Smart 24, driving business.
As we return to more business today this evening, we head to Kabale, where the market decisions have been reversed, as the Minister for Local Government, Raphael Magezi, has ordered fresh allocations of stalls and lockups in the new Kabale market after a section of vendors claim the current allocation is based on corruption, bribery and nepotism, according to some. Now, the municipal mayor, Byamgisha Senetaro, has been sidelining the development following implication of his misbehavior.
Following a petition to the local government minister by aggrieved vendors in Kabale Market over unfair allocation of vendor space, Raphael Magezi has ordered for the relocation of stalls and lockups. A section of long-time market vendors raised grievances over unfairness in the current allocation, citing favoritism to new vendors at their expense. The group further raised red flags over possible bribes and nepotism in the allocation processes.
I want to tell you this in front of the RDC and the minister, that we have failed to work in this salon, as many people move and our salons are being taken over by other people because of that. And later there are several complications. They allocated me the house in good faith and forcefully told me to remove the padlock. I didn't understand.
While receiving an investigation report dominated by multiple cases of extortion, bribery, forgery and multiple possession of stalls, the minister ordered the allocation committee to start a fresh, transparent and inclusive allocation processes. He also warned the beneficiaries to desist from payments to access and use of government property.
Within 1 month, we are going to redo the reallocation exercise so that we follow the law to the letter. There are certain challenges you cannot agree with, that a vendor has more than 2 facilities in the market when others do not have anything. That you have somebody who is renting a government facility. Now you know that in terms of fees, these people will pay about maybe 100, 150,000 per month. But they are being charged 300,000, 600,000 by the so-called landlord. So this is a government facility. We're going to make sure that it is implemented according to the law.
From the investigation report that was compiled by the RDC on orders of the local government, the municipal mayor, Byamgisha Senetaro, was heavily implicated in corruption and bribery. Vendors thus found ground to warn the minister against involving him again. This time we don't want the same problems. Please don't bring back the mayor to the market because he is money-minded. The 23 billion shillings market is a joint initiative by the World Bank and government to improve markets and agriculture trade. 123 stalls plus a series of other provisions have been availed for use. This story was compiled by Norbert Ndiamhachi for Smart 24 TV Business Today.
Well, away from Kabale, we now talk about streamlining markets, as the implementation of provisions in the 2023 Markets Act is now a reality following the launch by the Act by the local government minister, Honorable Raphael Magezi. Now, establishment of private and government markets, licensing, administration and market fees are among denoted factors as efforts to streamline market operations and resolving vendor challenges are underway. Pedersen Mumbai reports.
As Kenya protests entered day 2 of the 3-day unrest, heavy deployment and tension dominated numerous parts of the country.
July 2023. May I invite our partners to do the same.
The Market Act 2023 is among the 25 acts that were recently assented to by the President. It should be highlighted that markets are a key multi-sector production chain element, for instance in agriculture. Respective challenges have persistently manifested from the managerial, maintenance, space allocation to eviction conflicts. As a result, the local government ministry is hopeful that such will be fixed as provisions in the 1942 Market Ordinance are outdated.
This law now provides for private markets, how they are registered, how you apply, how you are licensed. If the local authority does not license you, what do? The law provides all this. Number 3, we are now clear about the ingredients of the market, what must be there. For example, the car parks. You must make sure that there is parking space for the vendors who have cars, but also for the buyers. Where do I park my car? You cannot just start a market which has no garbage collection and management.
In October 2021, Parliament granted Workers MP Honourable Margaret Ravashaija leave of House to introduce the Private Members Bill that eventually produced the Market Act to harmonise market operations across the country.
The road was bumpy, but all the same. Today we are here and we are together and we are celebrating an achievement. And I want to say it is not my achievement, it's for all of us.
We have been having challenges in markets, and these challenges have were not being catered for in the 1940-something Act. But because of this Act, which Honourable Margaret Ravashaija and the company brought up, we are very happy. It's going to solve the problems of sanitation, the problems of leadership through these regulations they are going to put up, the problems of revenue, is handling revenue and what, and basically the challenges of market management and administration. This Act has come up very clearly. It is setting up guidelines for who is supposed to do what and where.
According to the Institute for Social Transformation, women have been the most affected by operational weaknesses and challenges that go as far as eviction. With the Act in place, these are to be fixed, although it still means awareness of the information availed among stakeholders.
The challenge of managing utilities in the market. A market without water is a danger, especially to our women and children. We would like to see a clean woman going home in the evening. So we've ensured that in the new markets, we put a bathroom, a washroom, we put a nice mirror. Somebody must leave and go home when you don't feel the perfume of the market around her.
There are lots of areas there where women fall through the cracks and where we need to build up the capacity of women to ensure that markets are managed in such a way that women and children, there are lots of children in markets running around. We need to make sure that the management is concerned about these kinds of issues.
Vendors and appropriators have had to address market-related conflicts with facilities such as St. Bali Kudembe, aka Owino, Kiseka, among other most compromised. Addressing ownership and chargeable fees, for instance, is likely to offset operational gaps. Bedson Mumbere, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.
Right now, let's head to our neighbors in Kenya, where there's a day 2 of the protest. And there's heavy deployment, closed shops and tension are highlighting or have been highlighting the day 2 of the 3-day protest by the Kenya's opposition, informed by demand for resolution in regards to the high cost of living and political differences. Well, besides that, the 2023 finance bill has initiated a string of contested income and value-added tax revisions that the Kenyans do believe it is deviating from President Ruto's earlier position on the taxes when he took over power initially. Let's have the report.
As Kenya protests entered day 2 of the 3-day unrest, heavy deployment and tension dominated numerous parts of the capital Nairobi and the country at large. The 2023 finance bill has unleashed heavily contested amendments to income and value-added tax that once provisions become effective in September this year and January next year, issues such as tax on digital content, profit repatriation, tea exports and other services shall be challenging. Mixed feelings to the unrest remain across sections of the public.
The protest we are having on weekly basis is going to bring a change because the advisors surrounding the president are not telling the truth. Now I think even if the president will going to sit down in his house, even late in night, because it's very busy, he will be able to see news and see the suffering of his people.
I would really ask that the protests stop. We need to give the president time to deliver on his promises.
Amos Waro, a bus driver, expressed concerns over effects of the demonstration. From his position as a transport sector player, there is a clear drop in demand for service as majority chose to stay home.
Definitely it's affecting our business, matatu sector, because people are afraid, like today, they are indoors, because they are fearing, because there is insecurity.
With 1 day left to the protest timeframe, Kenyan Private Sector Alliance estimates that each day of protests amounts to approximately $21.8 million lost. The current phase supplements similar developments at the start of the year, and more perhaps to come.
All right, now as we are signing out with the bulletin this evening, let's have a recap of our top stories. In our headlines tonight, UNBS Scrumbo's father, the Trade Minister Mwembesa, suspends UNBS Executive Director Ebiru as authority is held for negligence. Elsewhere, it's more than VAT. URA's 18% levy on diapers proposes more than revenue to include check on waste management. And also, in Kabale, market decisions have been reversed. Rafael Majezi orders reallocation of stalls amidst divide in Kabale market. And again, thank you very much for being part of our live broadcast here at Plot 42 Nile Avenue, where we've been giving you details in regards to your daily report. Joram Paul Sonko with Winnie Winza Nakauchi for sign language. We want to wish you all the best for your evening. A good night till tomorrow, same time. Goodbye.